So I guess the first thing I'd like to acknowledge is that myMLA has actually been around for quite a few years, and we've been encouraging producers to create myMLA accounts and link their integrity accounts and have the benefits of one username and password for a number of years now. But from the 1st of July, the platform, the myMLA platform, was updated, and this updated platform was launched. That now incorporates access not only to your integrity accounts, but it also brings in a number of other MLA products and services. And I guess looking at it from MLA's point of view, the majority of producers are often using multiple products and services. So not just the integrity services, they're also accessing MLA services. And rather than having to go to multiple places and have multiple username and passwords to access things, then the idea was, let's put everything in one place. People can create one way of accessing it, and that way it'll simplify the process, and it will also mean there's one portal, and that portal can also make sure that people don't miss important information, because they have to go there to get to where they need to go, and important information can be stored there, so that making sure everyone is aware of those things. So the updated myMLA platform does also showcase a number of discounts and promotions that MLA is offering, and a range of discounts for MLA members, and we will cover those in a later slide. So when you do get to the point of looking at creating a myMLA account, this is the page you're going to end up on. It's just what it looks like. And I guess, just summarizing or covering the information that's actually on the page, there is more things to just linking your account. So part of the creating a myMLA account is that you are going to be able to access personalized market and other information, such as weather and reports. When you use the myMLA account, it will, when you're trying to access your LPA account, you will automatically be directed to here. So if you've got an old URL to log into LPA and you try and use that web address, this is where you're going to end up. So don't be surprised if you're trying to log into LPA and you end up here, because that is actually that is what will happen from now on. You can use your myMLA account to access your other industry accounts, and we'll show you how you can link those in. And an important thing about this new gateway is that there is a number of shortcuts that get you straight to where you need to go for certain things. So at the top, you can see it's called the MLA catalog. And once you've created your account and you end up onto the myMLA portal or dashboard, this is what you're going to see. So there's a whole, there's all different sections, and you can see the little drop down arrows beneath each section. So if you click on those drop down arrows, you'll actually get to see more options. On the myMLA dashboard, as I was saying, there isn't the option to personalize what you see. So the dashboard is a sort of an add-on that gives you access to these things that to these information and resources that can be useful to your business. So you've got a 7-day weather forecast, which is based on your postcode location. You can also access customized prices and market information. So you can choose the sale yards that is closest to you, or the type of information, whether it be over the hooks or you want live weight prices, whatever species, whatever you're after. You can find a little market tile that would suit you, and then as you log in every day, it'll just tell you the latest prices or information or movements in that market. You also will be notified of events that happen near you. So anything that MLA is involved in and is in their events calendar, you can be notified about those events coming up. And basically, yes, this is all, this whole dashboard is customized to what you would prefer to see. So if you haven't logged in with myMLA before, you will need to set up a myMLA account. If you've already set one up, then you don't need to create a new one. Just because the dashboard's been refreshed doesn't mean that you now need a username and password. So if you were using myMLA in the past, just continue to use it. But if you haven't ever used it, then you definitely do need to create a myMLA account. And there's those options to either sign up or log in. And to get started, obviously the URL is on the screen there, which is just www.mla.com.au. And then at the top of the MLA website is the myMLA sign up link. So the first step obviously is to create your account. You just enter in your email address, tick the box that says I'm not a robot and click sign up. You'll receive an on-screen confirmation that your profile has been created. Now, if you do try and create an account and you already have one for that email address, it's going to tell you, it's going to say an account already exists for this email address. And would you like to reset your password? So if, in some time in the past you have actually done this and you forgot, it won't let you create another one with that same email address, just like the way most websites work. So that email that it sends, you need to wait till that comes in, and then you go to that email, click complete registration. The first thing you need to do is set your password. And then once you've set and re-entered your password, you click on back to all applications. And that's where you get taken to the sort of the customization section. So you need to complete that profile information. It basically just wants to know your name, if you're an MLA member. If you're not sure, you can always change this later. We will talk about MLA membership at the end of this presentation. If you say yes, it will ask you what your MLA member number is. So if you're not sure, just click no, and then you can always go back and change that later. You need to select what you're interested in. So what section of the red meat industry is relevant to you, and that will determine what tiles come up on your dashboard, which you can always change, and you can always go back and add more in. You put your postcode in because that will determine the weather and the events that are customized to you, and then you just need to tick the declaration and click next. So before you go along then, so basically you've done the customization part, but the next part is linking your account. So what you need to do before you start is get all your login details ready, because you do need to have the username and passwords for your accounts. But once you've done that once, it's done. So you only need to do it that one time. But yeah, it does make things quicker if you have everything ready to go. So the screen of myMLA will look like that. So it will have that MLA catalog and all the things listed, but right at the very top, you can see in the menu items where it says linked accounts. And in this case, there is no linked account, so that you just need to click on the link more accounts button. And then it will ask you what type of account do you want to link. So beneath each program, you can see there's that grayish sort of button that says link account. You click on that. So for example, when you're linking your LPA account, it will come to the LPA, the standard home screen that you're probably used to, and you just need to log into that as you normally would with your PIC, your LPA user ID, and your password. Now, if you don't have those details, you will need to contact the customer service, ISC customer service, to get those details if you don't have a record of them anywhere, and they will then generate a password reset. The same for NLIS. You will need, there's only 2 bits of information to log into NLIS, which is your NLIS user ID and password. So if you've got those on hand, you can link your NLIS account, and the same process follows for MSA and livestock data link. So once you've linked all your accounts, you can see in this screenshot that when you click on this little linked accounts tab at the very top, it'll drop down and show you what type of accounts you have linked. You can also get to those accounts by clicking straight onto these program icons here. So that's one way you can get there. That's another way. And the integrity insight on the page here is that you can link more than one account for each system. So if you have multiple properties that have different PICs and therefore you have different LPA accounts or MSA accounts for those, then you can link multiple LPA accounts to the one myMLA account and multiple MSA and multiple of everything. So you just need to repeat that linking process for each one. And then when you go to enter that program, it's going to then say which PIC are you trying to work with today. Of course, with NLIS, you can actually, within your account, you can work with more than one PIC. So generally, you only need to have that one NLIS account. So this was what I mentioned before, the shortcut access. I might just quickly click back to this screen. So down the bottom here is this access services part, and this I'm just blown up in a bit more detail. So if you do come to the front page of myMLA and you're wanting to go and do something and you don't want to go through the process of logging into your account and then navigating to where you need to go, you can actually use these shortcuts to get straight there. So if you're coming in and you want to generate an ENBD, just click on Access ENBDs and it will open up on the ENBD page. The same as buying a book, click on that, you'll open straight up into your LPA account on the page that you need to be on. The same for renew accreditation and the same for managing your records and audit actions. So these are real handy because otherwise, I'll just go back and show you. Otherwise, if you go through, I'll open up LPA, then you then need to navigate through to what you need to do, which is fine. But yeah, don't forget that those little shortcuts are down the bottom of that page and you can go straight there. If you don't actually have one of the program accounts already and you want to set it up, then you've got the sign up now shortcuts on the right-hand side. Now, if you do forget your myMLA password, obviously you can definitely reset that. It's just the same way you would do on any other website. You just click forgot password and then it sends you an email to go through that process to reset it. If you are having trouble, please contact ISC customer service and they'll definitely help you through that. Now, just the integrity insight on the page is that in your operation, your business, each person can have their own myMLA login if you have separate email addresses. So each email address can only be used for myMLA once, but if you have your own email address, say for example, a husband and wife wanted to have their own, or you might have someone who works for you and you want them to have access to create the ENBDs and you want them to set up their own account, then they can just set up their own myMLA, and if you've given them the username and password for the LPA account, they can link that to their account so they can generate the NBDs if they're someone that is managing the livestock for you. Just if you do that process, if you're wanting to end someone's access and there are multiple people that have access to one of your accounts, then you would need to change the actual original passwords for the program. So you'd need to change your LPA password and all your NLIS passwords. So that's the way you would get changed access for those multiple accounts. So as I mentioned before, there are promotional offers that are going to be on that myMLA home screen, because that's where you have to go to get to your LPA account. So it's a good place to put things that, just to make sure people are aware of what discounts are available to them. So if you haven't completed your LPA accreditation recently, then you may not be aware that there's new combined vendor declaration books that combine your LPA and your MSA vendor deck books. So they're available. There's also a 50% discount for MLA members to attend things like beef up forums, meetup forums, or livestock advisor updates. And the other discount that's promoted on the myMLA homepage is the Go Digital with NVDs offer, eNVDs offer, which does provide you with a $30 discount on your LPA accreditation or reaccreditation fee when you do choose to use eNVDs as part of your LPA accreditation. So if you are coming up to do your accreditation or your reaccreditation, the process is to, if you've used eNVDs recently, then the discount option will come up as you're going through the process. If you've never used eNVD, then you can see that sort of orange alert on the left. It prompts you to go and go into the eNVD platform from your LPA account, create a draft assignment, create a draft consignment. And then once you've created a draft consignment, and you can go back through the process of your accreditation and be eligible for that discount, because you just need to use, you just need to be using the eNVD platform for it to be accessible. So if you do need any help with myMLA, please do get in contact. We do have quite a few resources that will help. So this video obviously is going to be one of those, but we have some sort of short little YouTube videos that are really succinct in giving you all the information you need. But you definitely can always call the customer service team or email them. But and you can also visit the website. There's a help function and a help form that is available on the myMLA page. So if you're having trouble and that's where you are and you want help, use that form to request some help.